A big thank you and a very good morning to one and all who've joined us for the training here. I welcome you all to the Zoho Assist Enterprise Edition webinar. Please confirm if you're able to hear my voice and see the screen. You can do this confirmation via chat. Thank you for your confirmation. Heading into the webinar, first, let me introduce myself. My name is Ambrish, technical support expert. I've been expertised in remote support and remote access. Let us have a quick look at the agenda for today's webinar. We will solely be discussing about the different features that we've released recently for our Enterprise Edition. We'll be discussing about how you could configure multiple departments and customize them to suit your specific needs for each department or team. We will also see how you could perform annotation in between a session and how you and both your customer and the technician can use the annotation tool. We will also see how you as the super administrator can configure up the custom domain to access your Zoho Assist portal. We will also see how remote printing works, what you need to do to enable remote printing, and how you can remotely print a document from the remote computer to the printer beside you. We will also be discussing about session recording, how the recording happens in Zoho Assist, and how you can download the recordings of all the sessions that have been conducted in your organization. In between the webinar, if you have any questions regarding the presentation or any of these features, you can always ask them via chat. I have beside me an expert team who will be answering all these questions instantly, and I shall also acquire all these questions at the end of the webinar and present them for you. So we'll head on into the webinar for today, and we'll discuss about the first feature that we've released. The departments was one of our main features from the Enterprise Edition perspective. This allows the super administrator to manage his organization even better. If a super administrator needs to create different departments for the different teams within his organization, for example, let's say if he has a separate sales team, a support team, and a marketing team, and all of them have separate remote support needs for their requirements, then the technician or the super administrator can easily configure multiple departments and customize it specifically to suit each and every team's needs. Now let me show you how you can configure a new department and add technicians to your organization. So to do that, the technician can visit assist.zoho.com, and after logging in, he'll be presented with the Start Now screen. Here, the technician can simply click on Settings and choose on the Departments option from the left tab. By default, the My Department option will be enabled, which is the default department for all the technicians. To create new departments for the other technicians, the super administrator can simply click on the Add Department option on the top right corner. You can select a name for your department, choose a display name if needed, and provide some description if needed. And then you can click on Add Technicians to add them immediately, or click on Configure to continue configuring the organization. So now once the department has been configured, you will have a few other options that allow you, the super administrator, to configure it and customize it. The first, under Technician, allows you to add specific technicians to your organization. You can simply choose on the technicians that you need to add to this particular department and click on Done, whereby the technicians will be added immediately. You can refresh the screen once and choose the sales team again to see the changes being reflected here. So if you need to add another technician to this department, you can once again click on the add technician option and choose the technician need to add and click on done, and they will be added. To remove them, you can simply hover over the name. You'll find a remove option on the right end. You can click on it and you can remove them. So similar to moving technicians to a specific organization, you will also be able to provide them access to specific groups of Unattended Computer. So on the groups front, you can select on the groups tab and select the groups that you need to give them access to. If there are no groups, you can create them directly from here, or if you have already configured Unattended Computer groups, you can simply select them from here directly. The next option here under email templates allows you to configure each email that is being sent when these technicians start sessions. So let's say that a person from the sales team is about to start a session. You could customize the email invite to suit the specific needs of that particular sales representative. If another technician from another group is from another department is about to start a session, you can configure it to suit their needs as well. So this way, you can change the email templates for all the emails that are available and being sent from Zoho Assist, such as the session invite, the scheduled session, the rescheduled sessions, and to cancel the sessions as well. You could also change them for the customer's reminder and the technician reminder emails, the unattended deployment links, and the invitation links for the screen sharing sessions and the session transfers too. So this way, each and every mail that is being sent from Zoho Assist can be easily configured by you and customized to your specific needs. Similar to changing the email invitations, you will also be able to configure the email address from which the mails are being sent. So if, for the sake, if this is the sales team, you could choose a custom email address to be sales@yourorganisationname.com. So this way, whenever a sales representative from the sales department starts a session and sends out an invite, when the customer receives it, he would receive it from the email sales@zilka.com. Similarly, you can also change the reply to email address to a custom email address and add a CC if needed and save these settings. This way, any mail that is being sent from the particular department will be customized to the specific needs of the department. Apart from this, you will also be able to import contacts specific to each department. The administrator can import his contacts both from Google Contacts or from .csv and .vcf files. This way, the contacts will be specific to only this department, and the technicians will be able to invite the respective customers directly by using their email address. So similar to configuring one particular department, the technician will also be able to create multiple departments for multiple teams. So the super administrator can create multiple teams, add different users for each particular department, and whenever they are added, you could customize the email templates, the email configuration, and the contacts for each department. So if you can see here, there are 3 different departments that have been configured: the default department, the sales team, and the support team. Now, from whenever a particular technician from a particular department logs into his Zoho Assist account, on the top right, he'll have the My Department option, from where he can choose the specific department from which he needs to conduct the session and then start conducting the sessions. So let's say if a particular technician is a part of 2 departments for a specific need. So when he's about to conduct sessions, if he needs to conduct one session for a particular department, he could shift his department from the top corner here, select a different department, and the mail that he sends out will be with respect to the customizations set for the specific department. And if he needs to conduct another session for a different team's sake, he can simply choose the department option, select a different team from there, and then continue sending out the invites. So this way, a technician will be able to conduct remote sessions from different departments, and the super administrator will be able to manage them easily. If you have any questions regarding the departments or how you need to better customize them, feel free to ask them in chat right now, and the expert team beside me will be happy to help you out instantly. The next feature we're going to have a look at is the annotation. So let us consider a scenario where you're remotely connected with your customer and you're trying to help him out with something on his computer, and if you feel that you or the customer would be better helpful if you could draw something on your screen and let the other person know about it. In these situations, annotation tool comes in pretty handy, where you'll be able to use a pencil to draw stuff, a rectangle option to draw a few objects on the screen, or the text option to write text directly. Let me show you a quick look at how this would work. For the annotation to be possible, we must first have a remote connection. So let me start up a session and have someone join the session. So as soon as the session is up, let me have someone join the session. We already know that to invite your customers for the session, you could have them visit join.zoho.com and enter the session ID that is being generated, or you could send out an email invite for them to join the session, or copy the invitation link and send it out to them so that they can join the session from there directly. So whenever they've joined the session, you'll have full control of the computer and you can perform your remote work easily on them. So let me have someone join the session from our end, and we'll be able to, I'll also give you a look at how the annotation tool will be available for you and how you could best utilize it for your work. The annotation tool will actually be present on the customer's console, where the customer can start both the customer and the technician will be able to utilize it to annotate on the remote screen and help the technicians with the session. So I've got someone joining the session, and you can see I have control over the computer. Now this is the customer's console, and you can see here we've added a new option on the console called Annotate. When you click on it, you'll have a new toolbar open up, which is the Annotate toolbar. Now the first option here is the remote cursor, and the second one is the pen. When you choose it, you could see a new pen cursor being added here, and you could simply draw over the remote connection. This way, if you want to maybe point out to a specific place, you could underline it, circle it, or perform any actions that you can do with the pen. Similar to the pen, we also have another option called the rectangle, which allows you to draw free structures over the remote connection. You could draw anything or to mark any particular region. So let's say you're showing them something where they need to type in a few details. You can simply use the rectangle option to denote where they need to type, and you can give them better ideas about it too. We also have a text option that allows you to write text anywhere over the remote connection. So this way, you'll be able to write over the remote connection as well and help the technicians with their work. If you need to erase any of these, to be specifically erase any particular option, you can choose the eraser tool and erase off specific content from the screen. Or let's say if you want to remove all the annotations that you've performed on the remote computer, you can simply click on the erase all option. So you can see here all the annotation marks that were performed on the screen have been removed, and you have the screen back again. So when you're done with the annotation tool, you can click on the close option there to close it for now. And if both the technician or the customer needs it for later, they can simply click on the annotate option and choose the annotate bar again. So if you have any questions about it or any feedback that we feel you could give about this feature, you can also provide that over the chat, and our team will be happy to help you out. The next option that we have with Zoho Assist is the custom domain. So far we've been looking at how you'll have to start a session. You'll visit the website assist.zoho.com. Now let's say that you have a domain for yourself and you want to be able to customize this as well to a different domain that you feel you want to access your Zoho Assist portal from. For these situations, you could easily use the custom domain option, with which you could customize the domain and access your Zoho Assist portal. To use the custom domain option, the administrator can visit assist.zoho.com and click on Settings, choose the rebranding option from the left pane, and choose the custom domain from the top option. To enable custom domain, the domain administrator can create a CNAME entry for this particular domain name in his domain admin portal. Once he has created the CNAME entry, he can map the CNAME entry to assist.cs.zohohost.com. Now, once that this is done, all that the administrator needs to do is choose a domain for them. They can choose anything that they feel like for their domain and click on Submit to submit it to us. You'll be able to customize it with any way you need, be it assist.yourdomain.com or support.yourdomain.com, and click on Submit, whereby a request will be raised to us and the SSL domain will be processed for you. So once this is done, you'll be able to access your Zoho Assist portal by directly visiting support.zulka.com or support.yourdomain.com instead of having to visit assist.zoho.com for this instant. So this way, you'll be able to customize the way you log into Zoho Assist as well. So let's head on to the next feature, which is remote printing. So being a person who's remotely connected to a computer and you feel that you need to print a document right now, earlier you'd have to either download the document from the customer's computer and then print it separately from your end. But with the remote printing feature that we've released with Zoho Assist, the whole process has been minimized to a simple few steps. So once you're connected to the remote connection, all you need to do is just enable the remote printing option and then select the file that you need to download, that you need to print, and print it directly from your end. So let us consider this case here. So we've got a live connection open. We'll just open up a new website that we are about to print. So let's say that I'm about to print this particular website to my printer. To first enable remote printing, the technician click on Session and choose the remote printing option. You'll have to first enable the remote printing. So to do that, click on this option to enable it, and then click on Apply so that the remote printer drivers are first downloaded to the remote computer. So if you can see here, we have the dialog box open on the remote computer end that is downloading the necessary remote printer drivers for you to be able to remotely print the document from the remote computer to the printer beside you. Now, once this is done, you'll have a success message on your screen which reads, "Remote printer has been enabled successfully." Now, once this is done, you'll be able to print documents easily over the remote connection. So let's just say we'll print this particular web page. When you choose Print and choose the printers, you could see a new printer being enabled here. Now, let me annotate that and show it out for you. So if you can see here, there is a new printer that is being shown, Microsoft Print to PDF via Assist. So this option tells you that you could print a remote document from the remote computer to the printer which is configured in your network beside you. So if you got a list of printers available right beside you, you will have all of them being listed here, and you'll have the via Assist option also being denoted to inform you that this particular computer or this particular document is about to be printed by this particular printer in your network using Zoho Assist. So this way, you'll be able to print documents directly from the remote computer to your printer beside you. So now let's head on to the next feature, which is session recording. Session recording is a very important feature when it comes to details like auditing purposes, and it will also give you a better idea of how useful that the session recording has been, the particular session has been for your customers. And moreover, let's say that you're about to perform a particular operation over with a particular customer, and you feel that this could be useful for other customers as well for a similar scenario. You can simply download the video file and send it out to them so that they'll be able to learn it by themselves as well by looking at the video. So all your sessions are by default recorded, and you'll be able to download them to your computer and have a look at them anytime you want. So first, let me show you how the video, you can enable session recording and how you can download these recorded videos. To enable session recording, the administrator can visit assist.zoho.com. They can then click on Settings and then choose the session recording option from the left pane. Whenever you've enabled the session recording option, all your sessions will be recorded by default right from the beginning till the end of the session. You could make changes to the recording quality from anywhere from 25% to 75% color quality, and you can also mention what happens to the recordings when the storage is full. You'll be provided with a storage of 5 GB initially, and you'll also have other options to add on storages later. So when this option is enabled, all your sessions by default will be recorded. To give you a look at how the recordings would be like, so I've got this particular session which is active right now. Let me close this session, add a note to the session so that we're able to remember this, have a look at it from the Reports tab. So I'll name it as the Enterprise Edition webinar. We'll end the session. So once this is done, the recording will automatically start to process and it will be available for you on the Reports tab. To access your recordings, the technicians can visit assist.zoho.com and click on the Reports tab. So if you can see here, this is the latest session that happened during this organization. The title is the Enterprise Edition webinar, which is the one that we saved so that we can easily remember them. You'll have all the details here, such as the customer's IP address, the email address that the customer is provided, the technician's name, the email address of the technician, and other details that are present here. You'll have the start time and end time of the session too. So if you can see here, we've got a new tab called Session Video, and you can see that the session recording option is available here. It'll take a few moments for the recording to be available as soon as the session is ended. And once that is done, you'll have this to be a green color option, and you'll have the session recording available for you to download. So let us give it a few minutes for the recording video to be available, and I'll show you how you could download it directly as well. So similarly, you can have a look at all the sessions that have been conducted here, and you'll have a list of all the videos also available. So you can see here that the session recording is now available. When I click on the download recording option, you can see that the Enterprise Edition webinar is ready for download and the file size is mentioned here. So now when I click on the download option, the whole entire video of the particular session will automatically be downloaded and stored on my computer. So this way, you can have a look at all the sessions later, be it for auditing purposes or for training purposes as well. So these would be all the different features that we've released for the Enterprise Edition right a few days ago. If you have any questions regarding any of these features, or if you would like to know something more about them, please do continue asking your questions in chat, and our expert team will be happy to answer them out. I have also acquired a few questions from my team here, so let me have a quick look at it, and I'll also have a discussion about them with you. So the questions are ready here, and we'll have a look at the first question that we had. How long will it take for the session recording to be available for download? The recorded sessions would be available from anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes once the session has been ended. I also showed you a live demonstration earlier where we ended the session, and the session recording took anywhere within 1 to 2 minutes for it to be ready for download. So it will depend both on the size of the whole duration of the recording, but however be it, we are pretty much sure that you'll be able to have the recording available for you for download within 5 to 10 minutes. Is it possible to disable or remove a department if not needed? Yes, we mentioned earlier that you'll be able to configure multiple departments and customize it to your needs. If there is a situation where you would not need a department anymore, you will be able to automatically disable them from your assist portal. To do that, the administrator can visit assist.zoho.com, click on settings, click on the departments option, and when he hovers over a particular department, he'll have the option on the right end to disable it. You can choose either you want to move the technicians to an existing department or to different department. So let's say if you're about to combine two different departments, you can choose the other department to which you want to add these technicians to, or you can move them to the default My Department and click on Move and Disable. You can see that the technicians have been moved to the default department and the other department has been disabled. So if later maybe you want this department back again, you can click on the Inactive tab, find all the different departments that have been configured earlier, and then you can choose the Enable option to enable it back. So you'll find the new enabled department again present under the Active tab. So this way, you could enable or disable departments for your needs. Another important question would be how long would it take for the SSL certificate to be processed once I map the domain to Zoho Assist? So as soon as you map your domain to Zoho Assist and then you've submitted your new domain for us, we'll have a notification on our end, and it will take anywhere between 3 to 5 days for it to be certified and processed. We'll also notify you once the process has been done and your domain will be active for you. Should I install the printer driver every time I initiate a remote printing? So if you're connected to a particular computer right now and you've enabled remote printing for that particular computer, this would be a one-time download. And every time that you want to perform remote printing from that particular computer, you will not need to enable the remote printing again. The remote printing will be enabled by default, and after the first time download, the driver files will always be present on the computer, and you'll always be able to remotely print documents from that computer to your printer. You'll not have to download the driver files again. So that would be the end of all the questions. I would like to thank you all for joining us. If you like the presentation, do spread the word using the hashtag ZohoAssist. We also have a survey available for you at the end of this webinar, where you could rate us and the presentation on a scale of 1 to 5, where 5 is being the best. I would like to once again thank you all for your time and patience for joining us for this webinar, and I wish you guys a good day. Bye-bye.